Yes. Thanks, Stuart and Rob, for this opportunity to present here. Obviously, it coincides with CAPS's 50th year anniversary. We've got about 75 current staff, but we've got scores of staff going backwards, and many of those have come from the centre. And to sort of mirror what Robin said about how much fun it was in the centre in the day, that kind of fun has also sort of come into our company as well, and you can see that we've got staff who have been around for 5, 10, 15, 20, 40 years. So it's always been a challenging and a fun environment, and hopefully with the continued contributions and relationship with the Corrosion Tech Centre, that will carry on. Just 4 brief subjects. I'll move on because I know we are short on time. But who are we at the moment? Well, we're currently called Intertek Production Integrity Assurance. We're known as a world provider of independent consultancy and specialised testing. Expertise covers metallurgy, materials science, electrochemistry, corrosion control, chemistry and microbiology. And we use these disciplines with also extensive sort of engineering knowledge to deliver a unique blend of services across many industries. So what were our origins? We've heard a bit about that today from various speakers, but following the setting up of the Corrosion Detection Centre from the research group in the Chemical Engineering Department, lots of requests were received from industry to try and determine what the problems were and where the corrosion material degradation issues were originating from and what the solutions were. To respond to such commercial requests, a Department of Industry grant was applied for and obtained, and a single member of staff was employed, Dave Geary, with part-time secretarial support, and he managed all the inquiries and assigned them within the academic centre as they seemed fit. As time went on, there were more and more inquiries from industry, and it quickly became apparent that something else needed to be done, and that resulted in the development of the Corrosion Detection Centre Industrial Services. So initially it was recruiting from postdoctoral staff and PhD graduates, and CAPSIS grew from one man in 1973 to several, so the likes of Jeff Bailey, Roger King and others, also supported by pretty well-respected senior consultants from the industry, such as Mervyn Turner, former ICI, and Harry Cotton from BP. So the majority of the work over the first years was failure investigation. That's where we really started to get our name. But things started out, fairly small scale, and it was pretty small scale. It wasn't unusual for an irate pensioner to bang on the door with a rusty teapot in those days, usually as a result of some attempt to get into the local papers, or it was always very difficult before the internet was around, sort of really sort of profile your customer and target accordingly. But things quickly grew, and we got several high-profile projects. So the picture here on the right was the Umside tank explosion. Also the Qatar Petroleum 24-inch Air India crash, Bilbao school explosion, and Piper Alpha disaster, which you've probably all heard about. So in 1981 there was further expansion, including the move to Baybridge House, which was conveniently opposite, adjacent to the UMIS campus. It was also adjacent to the Bull's Head pub, where I believe a lot of good work was also done in the early days. And we also took on E1, a large Victorian lab in the UMIS main building. So those sort of facilities then allowed us to get more into R&D, and we had many projects which were sort of group-sponsored projects, so the likes of operators, material suppliers, chemical vendors, even HSE were involved in those projects, and they included things like corrosion inhibition testing for oil field application, preferential weld corrosion, also the development of the CAPSIS full ring test, which is now BS standard. And lots of these projects also enabled us to develop our specialist testing offering, with many of the procedures and protocols now included in industry standards and in internal company documentation. We had done a lot of work in the autoclave unit, in the basement of the chemistry tower, and in 1995 we actually took over the management of that, and that further expanded our capabilities to be able to do more in the high temperature and high pressure testing. In '84, engineering consultancy services were expanded. That was mainly to do with reinforced steel and concrete, and that started with the El Jebel seawater cooling canal, but then there were other projects for Mina Zayed Port, Port Rashid, Jebel Ali, and Dubai Dry Docks. Some higher profile projects were also undertaken. So 1988, it was a full corrosion risk assessment for the Channel Tunnel. And we were also involved in straight current support for the first phase of the Manchester tram system, now known as the Metrolink. So following on from the work on the Jubilee seawater canal, we were required to take on it's our first $1 million contract, but it did come with the catch that the Royal Commission, who was running the contract, insisted on limited liability, and clearly the university couldn't accept that, and hence the creation of Capsis Limited, and that entity then held the contract from 1989. So a year later, the whole of Capsis UMIS operation was transferred to Capsis Limited, with initially a 90-10 split between the university and the staff shareholding, and also we opened the Capsis Aberdeen office at that point, taking advantage of our nearest local oil and gas market. We moved the sour testing facility from the Victorian Lab E1 into the Foundry unit, which sort of allowed us to expand those services as well, albeit we had to do it carefully because it was situated next to the mosque at the time. So in 2007, Capsis Limited was sold to Intertek, and that also coincided with the move away from the UMIS laboratories that we had at the time, and we set up 2 units on Longwood Road and Trafford Park. So over the next few years, up to about 2015, we took on further 3 units, and we moved all the testing facilities to Trafford Park, allowed us to expand and our sort of corrosion inhibitors testing, also incorporate a brand new corrosion fatigue and mechanical testing laboratory, and our specialist coating testings were also located there. So trading as Intertek Capsis in 2013, we merged with Commercial Microbiology, which had been acquired by Intertek in 2008, and hence the name Intertek Production Integrity Assurance was born, and the Capsis brand was mostly dropped. In 2016, all the remaining staff in Bainbridge House moved over to Longwood Road. We took on 2 extra units, amounting now to something like 48,000 square feet of corrosion-dedicated labs and offices, and it was renamed as the Manchester Technology Centre. So I mentioned the Victorian lab. I'm not sure that this is exactly the lab. I just grabbed this from a free photo on the internet, but it looks exactly like the E1. Maybe a little lighter and cleaner than it was when we were in there, but it's a good representation. But moving to Longwood Road, it allowed us to set up a lot of dedicated labs for our specialist services, so whether it's mechanical engineering, autoclave facilities, chemical treatment, corrosion inhibition. We also have a very large failure investigation laboratory as well dedicated to that area of the business. So quickly going through this now, I've probably missed a few things out. Some of the main things I've probably missed out is the fact that we are pretty much a global company now. We opened our first lab in the UAE, in Fujairah, back in 2010, 2008. And then we also did a technology transfer with our Intertek colleagues in Houston so that they could support a large BP contract, which was corrosion-based. We've also got labs and offices in Kuala Lumpur and we're currently looking at Oman as well, where we've got our BD guy now permanently based. That's roughly where we are. So yeah, the key sectors which we serve, obviously infrastructure, we mentioned the tram systems, but also oil and gas is probably for some teams 80% of their work. Other industries might include petrochemical, pharmaceutical, energy, can work across a lot of things. Legal insurance and then fair investigation, they can work really across any industry in any part of the world. And the key services, production and microbiology, integrity management, corrosion risk assessment, fitness for service, etc. Fair investigation, as we mentioned, and the largest part of the operation now is corrosion and materials testing. Mentioned oil and gas quite a lot. Obviously, we know that oil and gas isn't going to be around for forever, and certainly during various oil price dips, and through COVID we've got a pretty clear picture of what the market might be like for us in the future. So we'd already started to look at alternate industries and trying to get more into renewables or hydrogen or carbon capture. Geothermal as well is something that also interests us, just so that for the next 10, 20 years after we've all gone, that the staff that are coming through have a good and exciting and viable business and somewhere to enjoy working like I've done for the last 30 odd years. Okay. Hopefully I've caught a bit of time for you there.